Howdy everybody, doing a video on my arrowhead knife prototype. This is going to be simply a video on this prototype. I believe I'm going to do the tang differently on the release models, but you guys let me know if you particularly like this one. But I'm going to lash it to a handle just as used as a normal knife. So let's say you had this in your backpack or in like an Altoids tin as a backup knife. Your main knife gets lost or broken. I want to show how you could lash this to a handle so it's far more useful, because right now it's quite small. More than enough to hunt small game, probably enough to hunt up to a whitetail if you can put it in the right spot. I've seen people hunt with smaller bits than that, but as a knife, that's pretty small. I do grind the back so it's got a sharp edge for flint and steel. But yeah, right there, that's a pretty small little blade to do any real work with. But this knife is enough to cut a branch and to carve that branch into a bigger blade. So that's what we're about to start on. If you've watched the longer video, I have already cut the handles down to size using the blade in question. But now going to show off that these blades are in fact tough. They're not just decorations or anything like that. We're going to try to split the handle with the knife that's going into it. I believe it's important that a knife should be tough enough to do at least some light batoning so that you can make a new handle for it should the one you have fail, or if it has no handle like this one. And so just like that, I can press that knife down into there. I'll probably make a cut here in a moment so that I can, lash it. But right there, that is a substantially nicer handle to hold on to than what it started with. So I will probably take that pause, like I said, and start on to the next start. Here we go. Alright, well, the only trouble I had, the wrap I'd been using, this thin twine, kept snapping with how tight I was trying to tie the front, so I had to switch to artificial sinew. Looks a whole lot like the real thing, but doesn't shrink down, so it's not as good for this sort of use. But it's still pretty tight, still pretty strong stuff. I did braid it to make it double thick, just simple primitive reverse wrap. But yeah, far as use as an actual knife now, this knife is far more usable, far more functional as an actual carving and working knife. Let's give it a stab test. Yep, stabs really deep all the way down to the handle without much effort. But I mean, it is a spearhead shape, so what's the surprise? Well, you wouldn't really want to chop with it. You can see you can get some momentum on it now that it's got a longer handle. But for the most part, this is just to make it more comfortable to be able to push and cut, carve away at different materials. It works a lot better after all that work got put in. So yeah, that's this whole lineup's idea. Being able to take a knife that took up very little room in your pack and convert it into a larger, more functional blade in the event that you needed it for more than you thought you were going to need. Whether your main knife broke or for whatever reason that this is all you've got handy, those are all much more effective blades to use now that they have a handle lashed on them. Here, I'll even put the Hoko knife in there as well somehow, some way. It's going to be hard to get it to be quite as photogenic considering it doesn't have a point to sink in, but yeah. Never mind, wasn't meant to be. But hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully this is going to drum up some interest in my Etsy shop as well as what I do. And if you want more knife reviews, especially of my own products, just let me know. Or in general, anything you want to see, just let me know. If you want any of these knives made custom in case my listing isn't up yet, just let me know. I'd be happy to do any kind of custom work. Or do a different blade shape. Same concept, but different blade shape. You know, if you want that arrowhead shape, but on a larger blade, or if you want those, harpoon back blades, but in the arrowhead size, you just let me know. I'm happy to accommodate. But hopefully that taught everybody something. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next video as soon as I can. Goodbye, everybody.